Hey everyone, welcome back to a snowy Patriot Ridge farm. It's 16 degrees. We got about 8 plus or minus inches of snow on the ground. 16 degrees, it's cold, but dressed appropriately, we're fine for it. Same with the pigs. They're as dry as can be, even out in this snow and everything. They don't have ice caked on them. They don't have frostbite. I've got a 1,000-pound bale of hay down in the woods for them that they burrow into, and they stay good and toasty in there with no issues whatsoever. Same with the two sows and Pee-wee and Boris, and you know, they all got hay and shelter, and they're all doing good. So not too worried about it. A friend of mine brought me up a big old trunk load full of bread from a local bakery they were discarding today. So I met him down at the bottom of the driveway because it's pretty slick, and went and loaded it up in the bucket of the tractor and brought it up here. And after they finished their daily ration of feed, I went ahead and dumped a bunch of bread in here for them. Their water is frozen at about 3-4 inches on the top layer. There's still water underneath of it, and I come out here with a little blowtorch and warm up the water nipples and get water for them. They do fine. There's a couple of springs on this paddock here for them that they have access to. It does not freeze, and they've even rooted up another little seep over there where they're drinking out of it because it runs continuously and it doesn't freeze. Same with the girls in their paddock. They have a seep down there that they've rooted up and they're drinking out of, so I'm not real worried about the water situation here. The chickens, I'm having to water them about a half gallon at a time because their waters are freezing pretty quick, even though I shouldn't do this, but I put the water in the one side of the coop, the other side it's outside, but on the other side I put it inside and just give them about a half a gallon of water at a time. That way they can drink it and don't worry about it freezing up because they go through all of it. But I've been chipping ice and filling up water and everything for all of them. Weather's going to end. I mean, we got today and tomorrow of this. It's supposed to get pretty cold tonight, down in single digits, and probably at best about 12 degrees tomorrow. But then coming up this coming week, we're going to start off Monday in the mid 40s and then mid 50s by the middle of the week, and a whole bunch of rain. So all of this is going to turn back to that nasty brown stuff that we love so much. Even though it finally did freeze up after more than a week of freezing temperatures, I can actually walk on top of it now. Yeah, it's going to turn right around and go back to even worse than what it was, plus the amount of flooding we're probably going to get from all this snow melting off and then the rain coming in on top of it. Should be pretty interesting. The kids have been sled riding. They've been enjoying themselves and went to school one day, all week last week. They went to school one day. They had Monday off. Then they ended up having, I think they went back Tuesday. Then they had a 2-hour delay Tuesday. Then they canceled school Wednesday, Thursday, and even yesterday. So I don't know, a different generation now, I guess, a whole different society. But yeah, the wife's been doing some homemade sourdough and stuff, so I'm going to try to get a video on here in a little bit. She's been taking, so you do your homemade sourdough, what they call a wild yeast sourdough, where you let it collect yeast out of the air to inoculate it, and then every day you remove a certain amount of it, discard it, and then put the same amount of water and flour back into it to continue to feed it. What are you doing? And I'm getting loved on by piglets. And then she's been taking that discard and collecting it, and then we seasoning it and putting some cheddar cheese in it and making some sourdough crackers. You guys got to see this because you got to try it. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Hey, personal space, you know, personal space. And they're dry. I mean, absolutely dry. So I want to show you guys that because I'm going to tell you something. It's better than any daggone store-bought cracker you'll ever eat. Wonderful flavor, heck of a lot better for you. And I mean, just the simple ingredients. And we use einkorn flour, which is non-hybridized flour. She uses just a little bit of all-purpose in it. But other than that, I mean, it's just clean water, flour, and wild yeast, and it takes off. It does wonderful. So I've been eating homemade sourdough bread and making homemade sourdough sandwiches and eating on them crackers, and it's really good stuff. So I'll get that video out for you guys here in a little bit. We're also going to harvest the microgreens probably tomorrow because we're getting towards the end of the day here. Still got a few things I need to get done, but we'll look at harvesting the microgreens tomorrow, maybe getting some more planted, and I'll show you guys that process as well. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to the house. I got to go water and feed the bunnies, make sure they're good, and then my outside chores are done. So stay prepared, stay warm, stay free, and God bless y'all.